talking with my kids today. We're in our Constitution unit. Our unit 2 is the Constitution unit, and we're talking about just the separation of powers. And this is a scary topic because right now in 2024 we're dealing with like the separation of power. The president, which is the second branch, it's not the first, it's the second branch of government, doesn't have a lot of power. Second branch doesn't have a lot of power. The president doesn't have a lot of power the way the Constitution wrote it. The Constitution makes it very clear. The president is the commander-in-chief of the military. You know, the president can make treaties with other countries, but for the most part, they're the commander-in-chief of the military. They also have, like, you know, some administrative, departments, like Department of Agriculture, the IRS, and, you know, the different infrastructure sort of departments make the country run. But they don't make the decisions. The Congress makes the decisions. They're the brains. The president is just the muscle. As a matter of fact, that's the way I like to describe it to my kids. Think about it as a body, whole body. The three components of the government of the body are the brain, the heart, and the muscle. Think about the muscle as the do. I do, this I do. I am the verb. I'm the action. The brain is the decision maker. The brain says that we're going to do this, that, and the third. And then there's the heart. The heart goes, ooh, that might not have been the right thing to do, guys. We're not doing that. Let's not do that. That's how government power is split up. And the forefathers, the founding fathers, are the ones that split it up like that on purpose. Because if all that power was wrapped up into one body, ooh. Can you imagine if your fists just started hitting whoever they wanted to hit just because? You had no idea what was going on. You just like, whoa, why are my fists just, whoa, what's going on? Your heart wasn't telling you anything. Your heart wasn't saying, hey, no, stop, that's wrong. No way, don't do that. That's what it would look like. It would look like chaos to you if your fists had that authority. So the founding fathers split that power up. It was like, fist, you can't have all that authority. We got to split it up between the brain and the heart. We got to split it up between Congress and the Supreme Court. That's what protects citizens. That and the Bill of Rights is what protects citizens, us as Americans, from getting swung on by a military might, by the FBI, by the CIA. That's what stops them. The decision-making and the moral authority. Here's the problem. The problem is that there is one candidate that over the past few years has sort of taken control of the brain. When you look at Congress today, Congress is wholly falling in line behind this one candidate because they're afraid. And I would too, because this candidate has somehow managed to get the support of the people to oust a congressperson if they don't like the congressperson. Hey, that congressperson sucks. That congressperson loses their job. Go check, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinzinger. Go check them. They'll tell you. So Congress doesn't want to lose their job, right? They want to keep their job. So they fall behind the muscle. They fall behind the president. But then with the Supreme Court, right? You got you put a couple of judges on, and these judges are like, oh man, I'm happy to have this job. This is great. This president gave me the green light. Now you got the Supreme Court kind of following in your will, doing what you want. So in this instance, this candidate sort of has control over the brain and the heart, the Congress and the Supreme Court. And we are potentially 5 days away from giving this candidate the muscle, the office of the President of the United States. So now this candidate has the office of the President of the United States, has control over the brain or the Congress, and has control over the heart, the Supreme Court. This is what the Founding Fathers were afraid of. This is why we have the Bill of Rights, to try to protect us from this potential tyranny. This is what it looks like when you have fists, for reasons that you don't know and can't understand, just start swinging at people in the streets. That's what it looks like when the fists have control over the brain and the heart. And that is what's happening right now. And so forget about all the things that we're thinking about. There's a lot of stuff that we want to see done that in theory is supposed to be done by the Congress, by the brain. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about our wars. We're talking about gas prices. We're talking about, food prices. We're talking about inflation. We're talking about all these things that are a little more heavily influenced by Congress. And we're looking at the president to get the job done, and that's not the president's job. But what will happen if a certain candidate gets into office that has control over the brain and over the heart, will start swinging at people and you won't even know why. And when you try to get some sort of recourse, where are you going to go? Because the heart, the person that, or the body that's supposed to say, whether or not something is right or wrong, is also under control. So the heart will say, no, they're right. Good day. And so you have no justice. Oh, well, maybe we can create some laws to try to stop this. Well, the brain is already falling in line. We're about 5 days away from giving this candidate the keys to the muscle once again. And we're about 5 days away from getting swung on in ways that we can't even comprehend. And we would have done that. That would have been our fault. This election is not about, this election of the executive office is not about gas prices. It's not really about the economy. It's not about laws. It's not the executive. This election is about whether or not you want one candidate to be in full control over the brain and over the heart. And if that candidate is in control over the brain and over the heart, or the Congress and the Supreme Court, then the Founding Fathers will roll in their graves and we will suffer.